You know that kind of situation that starts almost silently, hidden away in the shadows, far from the spotlight, without drawing much attention. But little by little, it starts growing, gaining momentum and suddenly becomes absolutely massive. Well mate, that is exactly what is happening right now behind the scenes of English football. And once again, it is Newcastle United right at the center of this whirlwind of information, negotiations and strategic decisions that could seriously shake up the course of the upcoming season. And look, do not think this is going unnoticed. There are phone calls happening at odd hours, sudden meetings popping up, and even that curious coming and going of agents whose presence no one can quite explain. The fact is, the backstage is on fire, and anyone who closely follows this knows exactly what it means when this kind of movement starts happening. Something huge is coming. And trust me, it is not just anything. This could even stir up an extra dose of rivalry within the Premier League. By the way, if you are the kind of fan who always likes to be one step ahead and never misses a single thing going on at our beloved Newcastle, do this right now. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep growing and, of course, it guarantees that you stay on top of everything happening behind the scenes at the Magpies. Honestly, you will not want to miss what is about to unfold. This story is only getting started and it is going to cause a lot of buzz in the coming days. And what if I told you that, besides strengthening the squad, this Newcastle move has a special touch of rivalry? That is right, mate. The information coming out from behind the scenes does not just involve the arrival of a major reinforcement, it directly collides with the plans of a very familiar club from the north, east of England. Yes, we are talking about Sunderland. Believe me, what is happening now is far more than just a typical transfer negotiation. Well then, according to the British outlet 3 Added Minutes, Newcastle United are working behind the scenes to sign Brighton and Hove Albion's defender Jan-Paul van Hecke. And there is an interesting twist to this story. Back in 2022, Sunderland came very close to signing this exact same player. But at the time, the deal did not move forward. And now, stepping in strongly is none other than Newcastle, who are ready to splash around £30 million to secure the defender from Brighton. To give you an idea of how big this move is, Van Hecke has established himself as a key player in Brighton's defence over the last 2 seasons. Just last season, he played 34 Premier League games, starting 33 of them, averaging 87 minutes per game, kept 7 clean sheets, and was featured twice in the SofaScore Team of the Week, a performance that, without a doubt, did not go unnoticed by Newcastle's coaching staff. And it does not stop there. Van Hecke has also stood out on the international stage. In the latest edition of the UEFA Nations League, he started 3 out of 4 matches for the Netherlands, averaging 86 minutes per game. This proves we are not talking about just any player, but a top-level defender who would massively raise the defensive standards at Newcastle. By the way, if you are enjoying this red-hot information and want to keep up with everything happening at Newcastle United, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. This way you will not miss any of it, not the behind-the-scenes drama, not the rumors, and certainly not the confirmed deals that could completely change the course of our season. Plus, you are helping us bring you the highest quality content, always based on the best and most reliable sources in British football. But you know what makes this story even more interesting? It is that Sunderland, Newcastle's historic rival, are also in the market looking for exactly the same kind of defender as Van Hecke. Recently, the Black Cats have been linked with names like Cameron Carter-Vickers from Celtic, Joe Gomez from Liverpool, and Joe Tanganga from Millwall. On top of that, another strong candidate on their list is Duj Kalitakar, currently playing for Olympic Liani. The detail here is that, although Sunderland previously monitored Van Hecke, their chances of competing with Newcastle for this signing now seem practically zero. That is because, aside from the obvious financial gap between the two clubs, Newcastle's presence in the Premier League and European competitions makes a huge difference when it comes to attracting players of this level. Newcastle's interest alone raises the player's profile and makes it much harder for Sunderland to even consider joining this fight. And let us be honest, this has a very special taste to it, does it not? Securing a major signing while snatching him right out from under the nose of a historic rival makes any deal way more exciting. It is the kind of move that, besides strengthening the squad, hits directly at the pride of the fans. And look, the Newcastle board are not messing around. They are ready to invest heavily to ensure the squad is even stronger next season, both in the Premier League and in European competitions. And if you have made it this far in the video, it is because you love staying fully updated with everything happening at Newcastle. So take a moment now, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and let us follow every single detail of this transfer window together. One that is shaping up to be one of the busiest in recent years. Because trust me mate, there is still loads more coming. Going back to Van Hecke, it is no coincidence that he has become a key target for Newcastle. At 25 years old, the defender is at the physical and technical peak of his career. He is known for his outstanding ability to read the game, near-perfect positioning, and above all, being incredibly solid both in the air and on the ground. His ability to play out from the back is another huge asset, which fits perfectly into the style of football Eddie Howe has been building at the Magpies. According to 3 added minutes, negotiations are already at an advanced stage. Brighton, fully aware of Newcastle's interest, have already made it clear they will not stand in the way of his departure, as long as the offer reaches £30 million. And honestly, looking at the current values in the European market, this seems like an excellent opportunity considering the player's quality. It is worth remembering that Newcastle are targeting precise reinforcements in key areas identified by Eddie Howe. The defense is undoubtedly one of the top priorities, especially after the challenges of last season where injuries and lack of options seriously impacted some results. Bringing in Van Hecke would directly solve this problem and ensure greater defensive solidity. Behind the scenes, it is said that this transfer is part of a much larger plan, one that includes not only defensive reinforcements but also strategic signings for other key areas of the squad. The club's vision is crystal clear: to transform Newcastle into one of the most competitive teams in England and Europe, not just for now but for many seasons ahead. And if you, mate, want to be the first to know about all of this, you already know what to do, right? Subscribe here to the channel because, at any moment, another massive update could drop about this or other major deals happening behind the scenes at St. James Park. And trust me, there is still a lot happening that has not hit the headlines yet. So stay tuned, because alongside this deal for Van Hecke, other moves are happening simultaneously. Newcastle are scanning the market aggressively, hunting for players who can raise the overall quality of the squad, not just in defense but also in midfield and attack. And believe me, the board want to get all of this done before the start of pre-season. In short, mate, Newcastle United are on the verge of signing Jan-Paul Van Hecke for £30 million. A move that not only strengthens the Magpies' defense but also completely shuts the door on any hope Sunderland might have had of making a move for him. It is a masterstroke from the board, showing that the club are thinking big and positioning themselves more and more as a true powerhouse in English football. And of course, if you want to stay fully updated with every detail of this transfer window, hit that subscribe button now, turn on the bell, because there is so much more coming, and you can be sure if there is any breaking news, you will hear it here first. Outlets like 3 added minutes, Chronicle Live and other British media are keeping a close eye, and so are we. Let us go, Newcastle.